Of course, I went to the doctor. It's like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And I just kept getting the answer. We've done all these tests. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need these pills. Take some anxiety meds.
Pills were the answer,
yeah.
Of course.
Of course. So I really needed another way out. And for me, that was yoga.
Welcome back. We are in the studio of Waterfall Yoga Therapy with Sarah again. We walked outside, we talked in the feminine space. Now we're going to do some more learning and some practice together as well too. Waterfall Yoga Therapy isn't just about the classic postures and vinyasa style class. It's not about the asana only. It's more than that. What programs do you offer that make unique this practice to the other studios?
Yeah. So yoga therapy is an individualized approach.
Okay.
So while I do teach group classes and things like that, it is really about the individual process.
Mm-hmm.
So I do offer partner yoga too, because sometimes people need that accountability. So you see two setups here for both you and Shalisa today. But prior to each session, the clients are going to fill out an intake form. Okay. And so the intake form is covering all of their health history, much like a doctor would ask to have filled out for them before you go see them.
That's very, very specific and direct.
Yeah.
And you oftentimes think about yoga being just kind of open, free flow thing.
Yes.
To have this container is really amazing.
Yeah, but it's important to know what medications they're on, what kind of health issues you're going up against, what their abilities are. It asks in the intake, what are your goals? Why do you want to come see me? But it will also ask about your diet, your sleep, how much exercise you get, how much water do you drink, do you have a spiritual practice, all kinds of things like that, because we want to approach the person from that whole person idea. And the more information I can gather prior to our session, the more we're going to get accomplished.
Absolutely.
Especially in getting to the root of the problem. So they fill out the intake, I review it, we schedule our first appointment. The first appointment is an assessment. So we are going to go over any further questions I have about the intake. And then we're going to look at the person's range of motion. We're going to look at what does their breathing patterns look like. Are they very short, shallow breaths? Are they breathing from their tummy? Like what is going on there? And that gives us more information so that we can start to come together. And I'm viewing them from an Ayurvedic perspective. I'm viewing them from the gunas and the koshas and yoga studies. And I'm viewing them from the chakras. And all of that information helps me decide, okay, this is where I see the path going, but where does this person see the path going? And through our combined efforts, we're co-creating a kind of a lifestyle program for them. So I sell the programs in sessions, or 1 month program, a 2-month program, a 3-month program, and a 6-month program.
Okay.
Most of the clients who come to see me have a lot of things going on, and they've been dealing with an issue for a long time. So generally, most of them buy the 6-month package so that we have plenty of time to go over everything together and start to peel back the layers of themselves.
Wow. So this isn't just what you see on just YouTube or Type in yoga. You're really getting a path, a container, a guided tour of your own health progress and health success.
Exactly. You're having accountability partners, somebody to hold you accountable to, okay, I'm asking you to do these things, make these changes over the next week or two or the next month. And then let's come back together and evaluate, how's that going for you? I help them figure out where they're going to practice when they get home.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this place that they're going to have to be able to journal, to be able to reflect, to meditate, or to just breathe.
I love too that you utilize not just the body and asana, but you mentioned the chakras, the Ayurvedic perspective, the koshas, and the doshas, I think, as well too. A variety of other perspectives and angles to take the healing path from the natural body perspective as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not that they need to know about any of that.
It's for your own.
But it's my own, evaluation of that person and how I can best help them from all aspects of their being.
Well, I'm excited for us to now get a taste of yoga therapy, some somatic therapy with Sarah in her studio space. So that's next.
So just a little demo of yoga therapy. We're going to start seated because I want us to tune into our Soma, our living body. We've been talking about it in the podcast, so now we feel it. So if you would, I'd like you to find a spot out the window to look at, or you can close down your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. And as you sit in your body and lengthen your spine, take a moment to tune into the living body, the Soma. And sense into all the things that you're feeling right now. First, tap into the layer of the physical and notice physical sensation. You might notice your stomach growling or digesting. You might notice the beating of your heart. Different discomforts or aches and pains. As you scan the body, looking and feeling for physical sensation, try not to attach yourself to anything, just observe. And then go into the next layer of your body, notice your breathing. Where is the breath landing in the body at this moment? Is the breath rapid or slow? Deep or shallow? Is there a temperature to your breath? Take your awareness to a deeper level of your Soma and observe what's happening in your mental state. Are you focused or scattered? Calm or agitated? And are there underlying emotions, or thoughts, or feelings? Maybe you've had a particular experience today that is causing you some feelings, thoughts, or emotions. Notice where you're feeling those things in your body. So now that you've kind of had this experience diving into yourself, I'd like us to come back together for just a brief moment and in a few words maybe share what you're feeling in your Soma, or maybe something that you need to receive from this practice today. So let's start with Titus.
I felt like they were going to leave my belly. And some slight tension underneath my left rib cage.
Okay. Upper or lower?
Lower.
Okay.
On there. So, I've had a really overall simple day. A simple morning, yoga class, rest between coming out here for this. So, overall, I'm in a good state, I think.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Shalisa?
My turn. So I have TMJ issues, especially on this right side of my jaw and kind of down into my neck. But I could feel some of those like collagen fibers that get stuck and that tension at least trying to soften and release a little bit. I felt that like all my bones kind of wanted to just gently release. It was just overall like a softening throughout my whole body that I felt.
Good.
It felt really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
To kind of tap in. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to adjust into a lying down position on your back, and we'll work on a couple of those areas somatically. So if you will, just kind of move your bolsters out of the way so you have plenty of space.
This is really cool.
Yes, they're little mattresses.
This is not
You've got
yoga. This
Right.
is so but yoga though.
Yes.
It's not that it is.
It's the perfect shavasana mat.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And feel free to use that extra blanket under your head, or if you need your bolster under your thighs for right now to lie flat, that's perfectly okay. So as you rest for a moment on your back and we get used to being in a supine position, take a moment just to feel into your body now lying down versus sitting upright with gravity. And do a little body scan here. Look at yourself from the inside out, from the bottom to the top. Notice if one leg feels heavier than the other. Maybe one leg feels longer than the other. Observe this about how your back is touching the floor, where the parts of your body touch and where they are elevated. Notice your shoulders and neck, and if you're feeling like one shoulder is closer to one ear than the other. Notice how your head is sitting on your neck, if you lean your head to one side or the other. So you're taking this sort of mental image of how you feel in this position right now and storing that away for later, for information. So when you're ready, I'd like you to take your knees and bend them, bringing your feet to the floor, and bring the heels somewhat in line with your sit bones. So not too narrow and not too wide. As you rest your feet on the floor, notice what changed in your pelvis and your spine. One of the most common movements that I utilize for people, or I have people experience almost in every single session, is this cat-cow movement, which all of us are familiar with if you have some form of a yoga practice. But practicing it from a supine position like this is a completely different experience. So I'd like you to now think about your pelvis as the leading point or pivot of this motion. And as you breathe in, I'd like you to tip your pelvis forward so that your tailbone draws down into the mattress so that your lower back kind of arches up towards the ceiling. And you create this little pit or space underneath your lower back. And feel how the back muscles tighten and contract. And then slowly let go of that and bring your pelvis back to its natural neutral position. So in somatics, we want to move slowly through that. Let's try that again. Pivot by tipping your pelvis forward, letting the pubic bone come down between the thighs, the tailbone drawn on the mat, the belly and lift towards the ceiling. Feel how the back muscles contract, and then as slowly as you can, pivot back into your neutral pelvis, letting the muscle tension of your lower back go. So try that one more time. Tipping the pelvis into what we call anterior tilt. Back arches, back muscles tighten. And then slowly as you exhale, let it decontract, soften. And then just take a moment, notice how that feels in the body. So Titus was mentioning some discomfort in his rib cage. So we'll work a little bit with a rib cage movement. So this time I want you to allow your arms to just relax in whatever comfortable position they are by your sides. And I want you to think about contracting the left side of your body. So drawing your left shoulder towards your left hip by sliding your left arm down towards your left heel. Feel the right side lengthen and the left side tighten and contract. And your head and shoulders may want to roll, or it might be a very simple, gentle movement. And then after you felt that contraction in the left side of your body, slowly come back to center, that reset point. So let's stay on this side, paying attention to the left side contracting. When you're ready, draw down into a little side bend here to the left. Feel how the hip muscle and shoulder kind of hike towards each other. And create tension, and then slowly as you exhale, let that go. And then do that one more time on the left side. So we're paying less attention to the side that we're stretching like we would in traditional yoga, and paying more attention to tightness. Where are we holding things in our body that we need to release? And then once we come back to neutral, sit in your Soma for a moment. Notice the difference between the left side and the right side. And then begin to do this on the right side. Let your right side draw down, shortening the right side, contracting. Feel tightness and tension in that side, and then slowly come back to center. And do that 2 more times at your own pace. And as always, this doesn't have to be the deepest form of movement. It can be as little as you'd like, as much as you'd like, or it can be simply visualization. When we visualize movement, we're actually changing those neural pathways as well. We're picturing our body moving through space. We're imagining what we would feel if we were moving that part of our body. And it's just as effective as actually doing it. So after you've done that 3 times to each side, now notice both the left and the right side. So one more thing we're going to touch on Shalisa's mention of her jaw and some tension in the neck. So I would like you to think about this movement. Picture it first as I describe it. Imagine your body doing it, and then we'll do it together. So on an inhale, imagine that you're sliding your shoulders up towards your ears, contracting the shoulders. Imagine how that would feel in the tops of your shoulders and the sides of your neck. As the shoulders come up, imagine that you're tipping your head back so that your eyes open wide and they're looking up over the top of your forehead or your scalp. And at the same time, you open your mouth and stick out your tongue and let your jaw stretch as if your tongue was going to touch your collarbones. So imagine the muscles that you're using to make that action in your face, in your eyes. And then imagine your body letting go of that, the tongue coming back into the mouth, the eyes softly closing, the shoulders sliding back down into starting position near your hips, where you feel completely relaxed. So let's do that together. When you're ready, inhale and slide your shoulders up towards your ears, giving a big shrug. Tip your head back, open your eyes wide, look over your forehead, and stick out your tongue. And feel all the muscles tense, contracted, tight, all this holding, the weight of the world on our shoulders. And then as slowly as you can, soften the face, descend back into your starting position. Completely let go, relax. Feel the jaw be soft, the eyes be soft, the shoulders supported by the earth. Let's do that 2 more times. Your own pace, slide the shoulders up. Open the eyes wide, wrinkle the forehead, stick out the tongue, tip the head back, feel tension, tightness, holding all the things that we've been told to keep within us. Let it go. On your exhale, release. Let everything be soft. And when you're ready, one more time on your own. Feel how the whole rib cage wants to follow along with this tension, with this tightness. And then let it descend. There for that conscious relaxation. Once you come back to your starting point, let your legs extend one more time. As your legs stretch out back into Shavasana, notice sensation. Start with the physical sensation. Notice heaviness or lightness. Length. Space. Observe whether you feel energy or circulation, blood flow coursing through different areas of your body. Connect to your breathing. Has your breathing changed? Where is it landing now in your body? Has it become less rapid or deeper? Has the temperature changed? As you dive into the layer of your mental state, are you feeling more calm, more focused? Can you feel your nervous system responding to the Soma, to the movements and the connection of mind, body, spirit? And underlying all of those layers, can you connect to the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions that you felt at the very beginning? They shifted or changed, or maybe relocated themselves, or kind of just disappeared altogether. Take another moment to feel and sense all of these things about your body. Breathe in the goodness of your Soma and the gift of the present. Feel your wholeness. When you're ready, become aware of the sounds that you hear in this room. Become aware of the taste in your mouth. the sensation of the earth rising up to support you while you surrender. Imagine, without opening your eyes, where you are in the space, the distance of your body from the objects around you. Observe any aroma. And as you're ready, begin to move your fingers and your toes with small movements. Reawakening. As you move and stretch in a way that your Soma needs now, take your time and we'll roll to one side and then come back to seated, and we'll check in together as a group again. You guys look like you're in Zen mode. Yeah. I love that.
It's like the combination of how good you are at that and where we are.
Yeah.
Even though your eyes are closed, you can kind of feel the calm energy of like where we're physically located and stuff. So it's like it's extra soothing.
It's a whole experience.
Yeah.
So tell me then, Shalisa, how did your Soma feel at the beginning versus now?
At the beginning, I would say I felt not like I had anxiety, but there was a lot of like energy, a lot of charge, because we've been walking around and doing things. There's a lot of mental energy going on. But now I feel a lot more grounded. I feel softer just from hip to toe. It's like more gentle, more soft. I had a little bit of release on both sides of my jaw when we did the shoulder shrugging. So yeah, overall I just feel more mobile. I feel like I can move a lot easier. I want to move more. I have a desire to kind of just move slowly.
Keep going,
Yeah, be present in my movement, be embodied. So yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Dive in. Tell me about your experience.
That first part, all of it.
Yeah.
I feel here, soft. Even though I didn't feel in a bad way, I feel more me. The walking and moving when we were happening, it wasn't anything bad at all. Just that was also in my energy field.
Yes.
It's been released from just the guidance and the space that we've been in. I feel even, at the very least. There's still some pain, but it's softened, I think. And it also, I think it's opened to be less tightened in the spot where it was a moment ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So short little practice, and you can feel the difference between beginning and end. And I think that's always the important part in settings like this, not only so that you can identify how you felt at the beginning and how you feel now, but also when you come together as a community and you're in a group setting or you're in a partner session, to be able to have that moment where you kind of had like, oh, this happened to me, and the other person's like, oh, that wasn't just me, or, wow, I felt the same thing, and you described it so well, you put the words into my mouth. That kind of thing, I think, helps to create that community, to know you're all learning and growing together.
Yeah, that's so good. That's one thing, that's like one of the goals of our podcast, is to highlight healers that do community healing type work, to amplify your knowledge, your skill set, and kind of bring people together in a way that there's this collective healing happening in our local area, and hopefully throughout the internet at some point for us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Locally, globally.
Yeah.
Globally. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Sarah.
Thank
It
you.
was awesome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, Sarah, so much for inviting us into your beautiful retreat home, for offering your practice with us into your studio room. So can you tell everybody how they can interact with you, where they can find you, all that good stuff?
Of course. You can find almost everything you want to know at waterfallyogallc.com. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Waterfall Yoga Therapy, also a YouTube channel, and then Insight Timer Meditation app. So if you have the app, you can look up Waterfall Yoga Therapy, and I've got several meditations on there. You can also find me in town. I am going to be at Fleet Feet December 4th for a fun run. I'll be at the Wonderland of Woo December 9th. I'll have a booth there. I have a virtual somatic meditation, breathwork, and movement practice coming up December 30th to kind of kick off the new year. And then my next retreat will be a self-care retreat here in this space, February 16th through the 18th of 2024.
Awesome. Yeah, and we will link all of that information in our description box. And so thank you, you guys, for coming along with us throughout this tour of Sarah's home, her retreat home, her studio room. We will catch everyone in the next episode. Bye.